All right, everybody, it's time for an update on Project COVID 1953, our Chevy, 1953 Chevy 150. So what I did was moved on to the interior and focused on a lot of things there. So we have the roof that got burnt. So it burnt the paint off on the inside, as well as there was some undercoating and stuff like that that kind of melted. And I also had the dash to deal with as well, which was all rusted and warped from the fire. So the first thing I did was I took a reciprocating saw and a whiz wheel and cut a rough cut the old dash out. It wasn't going to be worth messing with otherwise. So that way it's kind of out of the way, give me a little more room for doing stuff on the roof. And at the same time, I'll go back and drill out the spot welds and everything to make a nice clean surface to weld in a new dash. So the rest of the time I spent days grinding, scraping, and getting everything off of the inside of the roof. And that is a dirty job. So you basically get covered with whatever you're knocking off of the roof is going to come down on top of you. So you should be wearing eyeglasses, glove, whatever you need to protect yourself. A hat, something to keep the stuff out of your hair. I did that a little late. When you have, and it's kind of gross, when you get this tar or undercoating and you're heating it up to get off and it gets in your hair, it doesn't come right out. So you got a couple of days before you can get it all the way out. So I wised up later and wore a hat. So, but I spent days on this, cleaning it. You know, at some spots I would heat up and scrape off with a putty knife. Other ones I was using a wire wheel on a 5-inch grinder. And then some of it I was using regular just grinder on it. And then once I got to good metal, then basically sanding it, DA some, and then I even used some fast etch on there to get some of it, especially if it had some pitting and stuff like that, to get everything off. But that's done, and I had to address it. You're never going to see this because I'm going to put a new headliner in, but if you don't address it properly, it will come back to bite you. So it was worth the time I spent on it. And then now, with that done, I'll be moving on to something a little cooler. So stay tuned.